Hey everybody, this is Grace. Okay, and I did a video about on my way to the doctor the other day. I'm not sure when I'll put this video up, but and I was talking about in that video about how I have so much trouble with doctors, and over the years I've just had too much trouble, and I've always wondered why. What's the real reason? And some of them have actually said things that made me think that they didn't want to treat me because I'm diabetic. And yeah, something associated with that. You know, they were regular family doctors, you know, PCP kind of thing. And so it's made me wonder. And then they come up with some way of not treating me. Like one of them said I owed them money, and they don't allow you to leave the door, and they don't allow you to come back to the to see the doctor if you hadn't paid. I don't know how both of those happened, but I had already been back since that one said this. The next time they said that I owed them money, and I didn't. So, but they had done that more than once, one time years before. So, you know, things like that. They would come up with some kind of weird thing, but I think that's what it was. They were afraid of treating somebody with diabetes, and some of them would even say, well, you need to see a specialist, we can't treat that, this kind of thing. But yeah, so I was making that video on the way there, and I said that I had a suspicion. Well, that wasn't exactly the suspicion, but I'll leave that out. But I went to and got to my other doctors, and I stopped the video. Okay, after that, I did go to the doctors, and after I got out of the doctors, I was really upset. And I made some video clips, and I think 2 videos actually, different times, but that same before I got home that morning, because I'd stopped somewhere to shop. And when I got out, it was still on my mind. And so I made another one. Well, I wound up deleting that one, and the other one just wasn't going to flow, so I deleted both of them. And I thought I would make one about it. What happened? And it was just like, you know, one of those things when you go, really? Seriously? But to me, what it was the doctor was upset at the pharmacist because the doctor had prescribed something that the pharmacist caught that I can't take because of one of the, whatever it is, chemicals, ingredients, whatever you call it, in it. I'm allergic to other medications that have that same chemical, whatever it is. And that's what the whole system is set up for, is from what I understand. I mean, you can't take a combination of something, you're allergic to something that's similar, whatever. Well, the doctor was upset because I told him I didn't take it, because the pharmacist said that I'm allergic to this one part, you know, that chemical or whatever. And he got upset. And finally I told him, you know, in a nice, very nice voice, that I am the patient. I'm minding what the professionals say. You know, if you have a problem with it, that's between you and the pharmacist. And I said it in a really nice way, not like it just sounded, but yeah, in a really nice way. And he caught himself. He caught it, that he was doing that. You're trying to triangulate me. He has a problem, and I think he does have a problem. I've always been kind of like, I'm not sure about this doctor, you know, because some of the things he said, like, and he also, some of the medication, one of them was for cholesterol. I can't take the statins, and I told them that, and it wasn't him that time. I think it was his nurse practitioner. And I can't take a statin. Well, she wrote one, and I thought it was not a statin because that's what I said, and I took it for 5 days, 1 pill, 5 days, 1 pill each day for 5 days. And oh my goodness, I felt like I was dying, and it turned out it was a statin. And so I went to this other doctor, the one that I said that, you know, said I owed him money, you know, so I went to that one, and she didn't tell me I owed him money then, but yeah, she told me about this other cholesterol medication. I think the brand is Zetia. Yeah, I'm taking the generic, but anyway, and it worked great. I had no side effects, and when I went and had myself tested again for the cholesterol, perfect. I mean, just not exactly perfect, but great. It was wonderful. But after that, when I saw that doctor, a couple weeks later, I fell down on the sidewalk, you know, and busted both of my knees, and I couldn't get into the doctor who had prescribed it. I couldn't get into their office quick enough The other one made me an appointment right away for the next day. I went in and told him about that medication. That's the doctor who has the problem with the pharmacist. Well, not then. He didn't have it then. But I told, I told him that I was on, I didn't tell him I was on that medication. I wanted to find out because I had some suspicions about him. And he said, there is no other thing other than a statin. Other than those, I guess that's what they're called, statins. And I said, are you sure? I said, what about, I've heard of this one. Now I already was on it at the time, okay? And I said, what about this one? And he, there is no such thing that it's not a statin. And then he said, well, yeah, there's that one, but it won't work. It worked. And that day, they took my blood test, and when it came back, it was when I found out that it worked really great. Really great. So, anyway, yeah, I'm kind of rambling about this, huh? But I really think that he had gotten his nose all out of joint because of that. And so then the one I just saw him just the other day, a couple days ago, 2 days ago, he threw a hissy fit. I'm serious, a hissy fit. And part of it, he was right, because my diabetes is out of control. And then I had told him that one of the medications that he had put me on, I had told him that before, is just makes me want to eat everything in sight. And I had experienced that the first time I was ever on diabetes medicine, a long time ago. And they had the doctor back then, she basically said, oops, kind of thing. And put me on the right one, which was metformin. And they want to put something on top of metformin, something extra. And nothing that I've tried has worked. I was actually allergic to one for 2.5 years, and he was one of the healthcare professionals that did not catch what was wrong, that I was allergic. So that's what he was trying to prescribe me, was something that had the same kind of compound or whatever it is. Boy, what a story. I think I mentioned that, or maybe it's the one that I deleted that. It's quite a story. But, yeah, I just have so much trouble. And I think part of it is because they don't really know much. And maybe it does come down to a specialist. I have been to one before, too, in fact. And what was found that I have an adrenal disorder. I have a mass on one of my adrenal glands. And I did the MRIs, or was it CT, I think 2, 4 years apart. And they both times they say that it's... Well, they told me that the last one said that you can't operate on this. It's, it's life-threatening if they were to try to remove it. So I'm stuck with it. And I think that's what it is the doctors like it at first. One of them actually made that kind of comment that, ooh, I'm this kind of, they only see one of them in their whole practice, their whole lifetime practice. That kind of thing. So, but then they, They try everything like they would for anybody, and it doesn't work that way. With somebody with an adrenal disorder, you can't treat them the same, like I just said, you can't treat them the same exact way. So, yeah. I had to wait for that dog to pass because, wow, yeah, people were out bringing out their dogs and everything. That one just, yeah. Anyway. So it was just... I think that's the problem, is they don't really know what to do. They don't really, apparently they've done things wrong even. So they get tired of it, and they get confused because nothing, the conventional isn't working, and of course it's not going to work. So that way. So anyway, I have a feeling after I went to that doctor 2 days ago, that he's going to get my blood test back probably Monday. Today's Saturday, and have one of his office staff call me and say that he doesn't want to see me anymore. That I need to go to a specialist, because of it. Yeah, I get that feeling. Okay, it's not my first rodeo, and now I have already, before I even went to him, when the other one called me Monday to say that I owed them, I started saying, okay, yeah, that's what's going on. It's that time again, they get frustrated. They can't do the same as they would with anybody. Just, like, here you go, prescription, write it, next, So they actually have to do doctoring. I wonder if it's doctoring. They have to do medicine. and they don't want to. So, at least the ones I've run across. I'm not saying that across the board. I'm not saying that about every doctor. I'm not going to generalize. But the ones I've seen, this is the feelings I've gotten from them. So, I should need to point that out. It's not all of them. Like this doctor said, I don't know better than... I'm no better at this. Let me see. I don't know better than you and the other professional. I'm listening to the professionals, you know, that kind of thing. I'm minding the professionals. Because I don't feel like I'm better than they, you know, but I don't think they're the best people to treat me either if they get to that point and they want to, you know, come up with some excuse or just flat out say, you know, I need to see a specialist after they, you know, anyway. And they never have somebody really to refer you to. So, yeah. So, this is my experience. But anyway, I have a feeling that is, but like I was saying, between that one on Monday, right after that one on Monday, that called about saying I owed them when I don't owe them anything, I called around to see about doctors that were outside of this suburb, way outside of it, like more in the country. It's actually a city. It's a nice city, but it's still kind of, I don't know, it's not so like entitled as they are here. So people are here all around. It's more country, and that's what I grew up in, was country, you know. So I'd already called them and asked some questions, and the questions I asked, the woman knew what to say. So that was good. It made me think, okay, this one probably might be a good doctor. But I didn't make an appointment because I wanted to see what this doctor said, and I wanted to get my medication, you know, my prescriptions refilled, and you know, then wait about a month and a half, and then go to a new doctor. And like I told the woman, I wanted a doctor that was going to give me a, you know, second opinion and not base it on anything, except of course I'm going to have to tell them about my medications and my health problems, but not base it on what they prescribed. Okay. Anyway, that's kind of a long story, isn't it? I should wrap this up. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would, and I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.